It's a sign of weakness. It's not practical, hard-headed politics. Who's going to believe anything he says now? He's already broken his 10 pledges. This was the last one he had. But the saddest thing about this is it's actually bad economics. Figures show every pound I invest returns more than £3 to Treasury in payroll taxes alone. That's how you manage the money. I've done all of that without any borrowing or any council tax precept. You don't need a magic money tree. You send a signal to the market that if they invest, you'll work with them. This would have been a good plan if they'd stuck to it. It was the right thing to do.
Jamie, what you're telling me is that when Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves insisted today that it's simply unaffordable, whether they like to or whether they want to or not, they can't afford it, that's basically a lie, is what you're saying.
It is a lie. It's a provable lie. The talk about fiscal rules. Do you know how many fiscal rules we've had since the financial crash? We've had 9 different sets of fiscal rules. None of them have been kept. Fiscal rules aren't about managing the public finances. They're about managing public opinion. The Labour base is people who expect something progressive. Then they're grown-ups and they know that everything everywhere won't be fixed all at once. Mm-hmm. But when a Labour government is saying, you know, we were blaming the Tories for terrible public transport. Well, it's just as bad under us. You know, all you teachers who are holding out, waiting for a pay rise, well, we're not going to give you one either. And where is the growth coming from if they're not going to invest? It's going to leave us behind this, Ben.
People want change in this country right now, don't they? People are crying out, I think, for things to be done differently, for services that work, for an economy that grows, for jobs that pay a decent wage, for homes that are actually decent and affordable. It seems to be the bigger risk than any one policy being critiqued is for Keir Starmer that he is not seen as offering an ounce of the change that people are crying out for. This is a policy that was immensely popular. It was a policy that touched so many of the issues that young people care about, and it's just gone.
Where is the growth coming from if you don't have a plan for growth? That's exactly what Jeremy Hunt, Rishi Sunak will now be saying to them, and they will say, well, it will come from somewhere. Where? You need a plan. And I honestly don't think they have a plan. Someone said to me just today, he said, it's not that they don't have any policies, it's they have a policy of doing nothing. That's no way to run a country. You need to show some leadership. If you want business success, if you want to treat your country as a business, it requires investment. You know how much we spent through COVID? It was 313 billion quid. Mm-hmm. And everybody said, yeah, all right, it was the right thing to do because a really bad thing would have happened if we hadn't.
Yeah.
Bailing out the banks was over 600 billion quid. And yet we can't find 28 billion a year to stave off a climate emergency. That does not make sense. And that is the wrong priority.